right? I don't know what I did with the TikTok screen, but I looks like I'm so pale. Anyway, this evening, my topic is too late. Hmm, Think again. And for those on YouTube, it's the wake up call that changes everything: build income, peace, and freedom, even if you feel like you're too late. And that also applies for TikTok as well. I don't know why it's so light on TikTok. Sorry about that. But anyway, if you're scrolling right now and you're in that space of it's too late for me, or I've tried everything and nothing has worked, stay right here because it's not too late. It really isn't. Because what I'm about to share isn't a pitch, it's not a theory. It's exactly what I needed to hear when the time was right. Hi, Ed. I think it said Ed. Thank you for joining. When I was broke, starting over, and nearly gave up at 70 years of age. Seriously, that's no joke. This is the decision maker. This is actually for decision makers, people that are in that position that need to make a decision. Hi, Bob. Thank you for joining. The ones who are done waiting and done struggling and finally ready to build a digital life that works for you, for them, I should say. I see a bug flying around. Sorry about that. So, if you're still here, you were meant to hear this. So, let's go. Everybody ready? Hi, Tommy. The harsh truth that no one tells us, seriously. Let's start with the ugly truth most people literally avoid. Hi, Apple user and Spencer and user. Thank you all for joining. So let's start with that first. The job system wasn't built to make you wealthy, never was. It was never even thought to do. The retirement, it's a broken promise for most people. Sadly to say, but it is. The 40-hour work week. And that, when I say 40 hours, for many, it's only minimum of 40 hours. For many, it's so much more. I know I work 60, 70 hours, literally, sometimes more a week in real estate. Hi, Carol and Lori. Thank you for also joining. So, that 40-hour week, it's outdated, really is. And it's dying. When you think about it, it was designed almost 100 years ago for the 40-hour week. Now, fast forward almost 100 years later, we're still doing the same system. That was industrial age. We're not in the industrial age anymore, and we haven't been for quite a while. So, in reality, that's an old pattern, the 40 hour, but we all still follow it. I shouldn't say all because I don't. I did, though. And for decades, I did as well. Hi, Howard. Thank you also for joining. And Lee and Steve and Stanley. So, getting back to what I was saying, I watched people I love work until their health literally gave out from them. That that broke my heart seeing all that happen all the time. I personally had to start over myself after being scammed, bankrupt, and betrayed while taking care of sick family members and living with chronic pain myself. That was my story. I didn't want a side hustle, work harder and longer. I mean, come on, 40 plus 50, 60 hours, that's overload, right? It really is. So, I just wanted peace of mind. I wanted me. You ever lose yourself with what you're doing? Put put a one in the comment if anybody can relate to that, that you constantly doing something and working and stressing. And guess what? The next day you repeat that same cycle all over again. Put a one in the comment if anybody can seriously resonate with what I'm saying, but I wanted peace of mind. And that required learning a new way to work because the old way, that way we're all accustomed to, Hyopa, is outdated. It doesn't work. Look at how many people in this world are killing themselves trying to just keep a roof over their head, food on the table, and medical care. How many? More of them than not. So this is an epidemic worldwide, not just in the United States. It's worldwide. When you think about it, I, and that require I wanted peace of mind for myself, and that required seriously learning a new way to work online, automated, and ethical. How to have all three. Seriously. If that's what you want to, keep listening or put a 2 in the comments below. Let me know where your mindset is, your life is at. What are you dealing with currently? Because we all have something that's on our plate that we don't want anymore. This is a multi million um, amount of people that struggle every single day at all ages and ser- seniors even more so. It's frightening. It really is frightening. But why most opportunities still keep you trapped? Let's talk about the biggest trap I see. People think that they're building freedom, right? But they're just building a second job. Job, just over broke and multiple more hours to get menial pay, but you're killing yourself and you have no time freedom for what? How much are you earning working a second job or whatever? But MLMs, multi level marketing, affiliate links, selling products that barely have a profit. I mean, many people, whether you want to fess up or not, that's what's going on. And when you think about it, multi level marketing, how much are you earning when you're doing that? Because the reality is, you get a minimum or a maximum, maybe 30%, because the bulk of what you're doing and all that work you're putting in is going to the top. You're getting the bottom barrel and you don't even get paid the same day. That's reality with multi-level marketing and affiliate. And guess what? You don't own the products. So if whom the business that is offering you that position changes their pattern, hi George and Jesus probably, and Reno and Marnie, and Ink, I can't see that. I keyed. Thank you also for joining. But you're getting just a smidge. But seriously, if they close that chapter, number one, you don't own the client. You don't have the clientele. Number two, you don't own the product. Number three, you're not in control. And number four, you're the workhorse that's giving them, you're making them rich, not yourself. So that's reality with MLMs and affiliate marketing of any sort because you don't own the product. So here's the pattern. You're hustling nonstop. That's one. You're making someone else very rich, but not yourself. And you're the one that's doing all the work. And worst of all, you're still trading your time for pennies. Is it worth it? Honestly, can anybody answer that question? And that's exactly what I seriously said enough. I walked away from it. I was tired of it. I looked and searched and I found a better way. Not a get rich quick type of business, but a real blueprint that runs 24/7. And seriously, even when I am sleeping, that I had never heard of that. I thought that was hocus pocus, but it's reality. Hi, Johnny and Ron. Thank you also for joining. To me, why? Why work like a slave horse for someone else doing something along those lines and getting just a smidge piece of your profit when they pay it? And guess what? If the product is returned and you can't reach customer service, that's another nightmare. That to me is like, you're working so much and so hard. Why? You don't own that product. And you have to set up all the returns, and the money you just may have earned, that's not yours anymore. There's too many strings, is that a good way of wording it, attached to it. I didn't want that. I tried it, it didn't work, and I found myself working more doing that stuff than I did in real estate for 44 years. That to me was ludicrous. Hi, Ray, and then a Raymond, I think a Raymond, and Mike Smith. Thank you all for joining. But to me, that was just crazy. I want to have peace of mind, purpose, and a real live earnings for what I do for something. And if I don't own the product, I'm not in the control seat. So you're at the mercy of whatever business and company you're doing it. So I didn't come myself. You need to know something a little bit about me. My breaking point, seriously, I didn't come from money. I was scammed, stolen from, left with debt that wasn't even mine. I mean, seriously? I took care of my mother. She passed. I took care of my mother-in-law. She passed. And even now, I'm still helping others get back on their feet. And through all that, I never gave up. I still kept going. I discovered literally, a system that lets me work a couple hours a day at my leisure and my convenience, earn 100% profit because I'm not paying above me, I'm not paying below me, I'm not paying overhead. So that's 100% mine every single sale due to master resale rights because I have the license to sell something over and over and over again. And guess what? I own it. It's my business. So I'm not at the mercy of affiliate marketing or what do you call it? MLMs, because I own the business and I'm the one at the helm. So therefore, I'm not marketing something that belongs to someone else that they could just close shop and tell me that's it. And, and then I got to deal with the returns and the shipping and all that stuff. For what? Pennies? No, thank you. That was not for me. But I never gave up, even after all the hardships I've went through myself personally. I discovered a system that lets me work a couple hours a day, earn 100%, as I just mentioned, and live a life of service, not stress. Big difference, really is. I didn't do that with luck at all. I did it with the right tools because that's important, and the right people, the support, all of it, and the right mindset. Can anyone resonate with that yourself? Uh, if you had a choice, do you prefer to work for a business like MLMs or affiliate with a product that you're getting maybe 25, 30% of the profit and the headaches that go with it, shipping, service, returns, all of that? And if they take that product away from you, you're out of business with that. And eventually, and you don't own you have no connection with the customer. The company does because you're building it for them. Think about it. I mean, you don't agree with what I'm saying, check it out yourself. Happy Pride Month and Men Mental Health Month. Yeah, okay. That okay, Lucifer. That's true. Mean Bee, and can't see. Oh, that's Lucifer twice saying something twice. Okay. But anyway, by discovering the system, it's really benefited me. So Comment ready if you want any info. Don't be shy. By the way, I'm from Florida. Where's everybody else from? I'm Holly, in case anybody's new to the site, to this. I'm Holly. I'm a mom and a grandmother, and I realized that the debt was so much at the age of 70, I could not retire. That's what got me started doing what I'm doing. Just to give you a little background on myself. What about everybody else? Where are you from? Anybody from Florida like I am? Sunny Florida, but it is really hot today. It has been unusually so. So, ooh, I hope hurricane season isn't going to be too dramatic this year because it's starting off excessively warmer than it normally is. But let me know. Put it in the comments as to where you're from. If anybody's from Florida or another part of this country or world, because this is global. Keep in mind, there's what, over 5 billion people are on social media every single day. Are you earning money by scrolling and checking things out? Or, because seriously, a couple hours a day and you can actually earn money scrolling instead of, just scrolling. Convert your phone into making money for you and do something that can benefit other people. That's the best of it. But through all I've been through, I never gave up. I discovered, as I said, the system, and I love the fact that I could work from home, receive 100%, work at my leisure, my time frame, plus be trained and have unlimited support. That to me, and keep 100% was the best of all worlds. That's what attracted me to doing what I'm doing. And once I started, I realized there's reality to this. It does work. In the beginning, I was skeptical. I didn't believe it myself because I had been scammed and burned by another business, whatever you want to call it, another hoax. However, until I found this, I then I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is great." But I didn't do it with luck. I did it with the right tools, the right people, and the right mindset. That's important to utilize your mind. We're blessed to have one. Make it work for you. By the way, I am live on TikTok and YouTube, so that's why I keep looking all over the place because I want to give attention to both channels at the same time. But comment ready if you want info on what I do. What are you ever have a question? What do I actually do? There are some people that'll ask that question. You're probably wondering, okay, that's fair enough. But what do I actually do? Here's the actual truth. I share a blueprint that teaches you how to set up digital systems that run automatically with automation. I sell something with 100% profit, no inventory. So I don't have shipping and returns and customer service and all that stuff I don't want because you may as well get a bottle of Excedrin. That creates so much headaches, right? I attract the right people without cold messaging or spam. I don't have to call anybody. I don't email anyone because I'm taught attraction marketing and I had never heard of that before. But now, knowing what it does and how it does it, it blew my mind because it's on automation globally throughout the whole world. Hi, Henry. So I don't have to do that. And when you think about it, there's 5 billion, over 5 billion people on social media every single day, and they average spend time about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, just scrolling, looking, whether it's music, games, or just scrolling to see who's on and what they're talking about, right? Those 2.5 hours that most people, and that's actual statistics, why not make money during that time frame instead of just scrolling because you're obviously online for a reason, perhaps looking for answers to solve your own problems with solutions, or just seeing what's going on around you, whatever the reason. This is a great way of earning an income for the amount of time you're spending on it. And 5.5 billion people, we're nowhere near saturated because we're not even close to 1% of people doing what I'm doing. Seriously. So the sky is the limit, and this is the timing because we're in the digital age, and guess what? It's not going away. It's only going to accelerate and expand more. Why not be a part of that before it's too late? When you think about it, I mean, so I didn't build a job. I built an asset, something that serves others and pays me daily. That's what I'll help you do if you're ready. Comment info if that is you. If you're on that fence thinking about doing something or you need to do something to better your life and improve your financial situation, whether you want your time back, you need more money, you want to retire, you realize your pension's not going to cut it enough to carry you through. Um, there's so many reasons because there's millions and millions and millions. Did I say millions enough times? Hi, Frank and user of people that are struggling. It's scary the amount of people that are stressing and financially and running into hardships right now. So that's why I do this to help other families get out from under. You know, let's flip the lens for a moment. What happens if you don't make a move? 1 year from now, are you still stressed? Are you still chasing the dollar and time for money, missing out on quality time, your life, your family, whatever? Still checking your bank account to make sure there's enough money in there to go to the grocery store and get what you need? Still waiting for Friday to feel, thank goodness for the weekend. Anybody? I know many are out there that are struggling and go through that. And I did. I'm the first to admit it, but the system isn't going to save you. It was designed to keep you small. I'm talking about the system we're all in, the cycle, 40-hour work week, work 40 hour years, retire with 40% pension, and and achieve what you're looking to. It does do the math yourself. The pension isn't enough. Life expectancy is way more than when the pensions and everything was designed. So it's going to run out before you want it to. And when you think about it, it's scary the amount of people that are struggling right now. And in addition to what the average income is opposed to where people are living, it's quite frightening because it's not enough to sustain and get through and survive, especially with what people walk away with pension. And look at inflation. The cost of living is outrageous. Gas is fluctuating up and down, mostly going up, but went down the past 2 days, but it'll be right back up again. I mean, think about it. In Florida, so it's borderline right now at 3. It was 3.40 and 3.50 a gallon. California, I'm sure, is way off the charts. That's got to be what, $5, $6 a gallon? I don't know. I don't live there, you know, but your story can change. You decide it's when it's time to change your own story. History is repeating. It really is, with or without you, meaning that history repeats itself. Look at the cycle over the past hundreds of years. If people don't learn from the past, they're going to be dealing with it again in the present. Hi, Sky or Skip. I think it's Sky P. Thank you for joining. This is bigger than just you and me. Right now, Few stats, factual stats. 40% of Americans can't cover a $400 emergency. 40%. That's huge. Millions of seniors are going back to work. Not, they don't want to, but if they want to survive, they have to. That's horrifying. AI, artificial intelligence, is replacing jobs left and right. And if you are wearing blinders and haven't seen that, seriously, look around. It's happening everywhere, not just the US, worldwide. And it's replacing, but also it's opening up massive online opportunities, such as what I'm doing. If you don't pivot now, you could be left behind. But if you take advantage now, you can ride the biggest wealth shift in our entire lifetime is going on right now. That is fact. So that's the biggest massive online opportunity when you think about what's going on, that you have an opportunity to jump on and take advantage of it. Even if you started something like this part time and build a supplemental income, you'll shock yourself at the results that you can have as well. Who couldn't afford to have more money for that rainy day that we don't expect to happen and then poof, it happens, but it, but if you don't pivot now, you're missing out on the biggest opportunity in life. Tap the link in my bio if you're curious, not committing, just exploring. It's free to learn. Knowledge is power. Hi, Chuck. And hi, Adolfo. I think I got that right. Thank you for joining. But tap the link if you're curious. As I said, no commitment, no strings. Just explore for yourself and see if it is a fit for you or somebody you know that's super struggling, that needs something and that can't work or get paid what their worth is, especially seniors. Yeah, they're going to hire younger and pay out that money before they're going to hire you for because of your expertise and your past history. That's unfortunately the cycle and the way it's always been. If they can hire 3 people and save money versus you for one salary, guess what they're going to do? So, this is great for supplemental, crush the debt, build your own assets on your terms, and you may even shock yourself and one day say, you know what, this is really amazing, and say goodbye to your 9 to 5 grind that you may be doing and hate. Even high 6 figure earners, you're sacrificing your time and your time freedom for your passions, your family, your hobbies. For what? So I'm just offering opportunities. That's the reality. The real reason you're here, you're not watching this by accident. You felt the nudge, that something's got to change. Maybe that little whisper, that mind chat that goes on inside your own mind. That's your moment. Because guess what? You're not too old, you're not too late, and you're not behind. You just need a plan. And I've got one that works. You can check it out for yourself. There's no strings. As I said, that's not my thing. You know, I'm not here to convince you. I'm really not. If you're curious, the door is open. You can go to my site, hollypringdailypay.com. That's where I show you exactly what I do and how the system works. So you get the preview on the other side and how to start without tech headaches. I'm 73. I didn't know diddly squat tech stuff, but I did this because I saw the opportunity, a couple hours from home, earn 100%. I'm not calling anybody. I'm not chasing family and my friends and bugging them to the point they want to just cut out my phone number. And the hassle of it, I'm not shipping anything. I'm not getting a smidge of the commission. I'm getting 100% profit. So that opportunity to me was, wow, work from home, 100% profit, my time, training included, one time investment, no monthly expenses. That to me was hands down a game changer because that was never available. I wish it was. A decade ago, I would have been doing that. But that's where you know, uh, how to start without tech headaches. I love that. Without cold DMs, direct messaging, and without quitting your job. So the, let me leave you with this. You don't need to be perfect. No one is. I mean, no one is. Anyone that thinks they're perfect, that's a problem because that's not perfect in itself. Hi, life, I think, like Eagles or something like that. Esty, thank you also for joining. So, seriously, let me leave you with this. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need a degree. and, and you don't need to be confident right now. You really don't. You just need to be done with where you're at and ready for something real. If you're struggling and continually struggling, something needs to change. Otherwise, you're going to be right back where you started from. What's it going to be like? We're June. What's going to happen by January or Christmas? So you don't need to be, as I said, done where you're at because freedom isn't about money only. It's about choice. We all have choice. We have freedom of choice. And your next choice might change everything for you. You know, drop a comment if you're tired of the 9 to 5 trap. If you're still here watching, you're meant to be, what should I say? You're meant to be here at this time. Don't scroll away from your wake up call. Comment ready. If you want any info, let me know. Hi, Sean. But also, I was going to say one other thing to you. We're having a webinar tomorrow. It's free for those that would like to go. All you need to do is go to my site, put in your email. I don't bother you because I don't have to. Everything's automated, and you will get a free invite link to the free webinar and hear from our CEO who has earned $6.5 million in 2 years. And that's not BS. Hear it from her as well. And she shares everything with all of us. So if you'd like to be invited, it's free to check out. It's about an hour and it's tomorrow evening. So for those that are working in that 9 to 5 grind, if you're home, it's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So Central is 7. So depending on what part of the country or the world you're in. But if you'd like to see for yourself and get really good previews of what goes on inside and explained in depth, and if you have a question, she'll answer it. It's up to you. But anyway, you're more than welcome, and you'll get a free invite by just going to my site. And keep in mind, you can unsubscribe. This is not something you're locked into doing. I'm just here to help and answer questions if anybody has any, to better your own life. So, with that being said, does anybody have a question that I can answer? I'll be more than happy to answer right now. Otherwise, I'm going to hop off, get dinner ready, getting hungry. It's our time for dinner. What is it? 6:30. Wow, almost 6:30. Anyway, today is Tuesday, terrific Tuesday. Tomorrow is wonderful Wednesday and the webinar. So there's your W. Wonderful Wednesday webinar. It's tomorrow evening, but you'll be more than happy to see for yourself. As I said, there's no strings. I don't bother anybody. It's up to you if you want to step forward and see for yourself. Otherwise, if you have a question, please let me know and I will answer it. Otherwise, I'm going to hop off and I will be back tomorrow, same time, same channel with another topic. And if anybody has a question, you can email me and I will answer your questions in either a live or webinar, or I do personal Zooms if anybody wants to get a little bit more and get sneak peek previews of what goes on inside the community. See for yourself. That's You're more than welcome. That's also going on my just putting your email in my site, and you'll get an invite to the webinar, and you can shoot me an email, and I'll do a personal, either a one-on-one webinar Zoom, or a very small private group, no more than 10 people, to keep it intimate. And that way I get to answer anybody's questions that they may have personally. So, in the meantime, I'm going to hop off, go get my dinner ready, and I will see you all once again tomorrow. And have a blessed and wonderful evening. Take care. Bye bye.